Johnson was back to his old self when he was able to dunk again. The second straight season confetti fell on the Irish after the national championship. Ian Book set the all-time wins record at Notre Dame, which he thinks is cool and all, but he wants to be remembered as a national championship winning quarterback. Lauren, there is so much excitement here tonight at Four Winds Field. Why? Well, because for the first time in exactly 600 days, the South Bend Cubs will play a game here at Four Winds Field. 600. Notre Dame has been so close to winning a national championship since you've gotten the job. Obviously the 2012 season and making the college football playoffs 2 of the last 3 seasons. I know you're a super competitive guy.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to get so close but come up just short? Does that motivate you even more than you already are?
Oh, yeah.
Now, Joe, you played in countless games of this type of magnitude before. What's the key to staying locked in, staying in the zone when all the eyes of the country are on you? Clemson starting quarterback Trevor Lawrence is out tonight after testing positive for COVID-19.
All right, I'm trusting you right here, Ira. Don't let me down. I heard from a little birdie that a couple years ago you didn't even want to play quarterback, and now you've got a scholarship to play quarterback at the next level.
As for that garage in Helena, Montana, Sandberg says he hasn't been back there since 1978 and doesn't plan on going back anytime soon. I heard Syracuse has a good kicker, so I think they get 2 field goals. Notre Dame wins easily 45-6. Megan. And Caitlin, if you want to cover my shifts this weekend, just let me know. In Tampa Bay, Mark Skol Jr., News Center 16. Lauren, Scott Drew grew up around basketball in Michiana. His father, Homer, was the head coach at Bethel and IU South Bend before taking the Valpo job, where Scott's brother Bryce hit the legendary game-winning shot for the Crusaders over Ole Miss in the 1998 NCAA tournament. On Monday, Scott helped lead the Baylor Bears men's basketball team to its first ever national title. It was something he dreamed about right here in Michiana. The national champ Scott Drew is back home in Waco.
I want to thank you guys very much for all the support you've given us.
But his old home was Mishawaka, Indiana. Drew lived in the Blair Hills neighborhood from 1976 to 1988.
I spent half the time texting my dad and my brother, like, did you see it? Did you see it? Like, when they pan in on him, I get all excited for no reason.
Scott Johnson and Jeff Seeley were good friends with Drew growing up.
He never had a bad word to say about anybody.
Another one of his buddies was Jay Ponteri, who lived just down the street from the Drews.
I think was instilled with and coded with just a passion for the game.
That passion for the game was instilled in Mishawaka. Drew attended Fulmer and Elm Road Elementary, Grissom Middle School, and Penn High School until he transferred to Valparaiso during the second semester of his senior year. Drew was a star for the Kingsman tennis team.
Very intense.
Yeah, definitely competitive. He's an athlete. I mean, our whole family's
nothing changed. So from the time he was this tall to where he's this tall now, because he was short.
Not only did his childhood buddies know he was destined for big things, so did Grissom Middle School. Drew was voted as the school's greatest leader in 8th grade.
He had a plan.
Yeah. It wasn't a wing it. We were going to do this play. And it's okay.
He had a plan to get it done right.
Drew would be the one to draw up plays for his buddies at his Blair Hills home, where they created a lifetime of memories.
Everything happened on this court. I don't know how many times we all tried to shoot the game winner, but I never quite made it, but it worked out for Bryce. He got it done. Right here's home plate, pitcher's mound. I mean, it laid out like a perfect diamond. So, yeah. So when you say, what did we do? This is where we spent our time. It was either on the basketball court or right here. This is also transferable into a football. We can do whatever we needed to do. We spent a ton of time here. It was fun.
But what was even more fun than that was watching their childhood best friend, Scott Drew, win it all for Baylor in Indianapolis.
I was also really happy just to see Scott coaching on the sidelines. It feels pretty natural.
To see everything that he did come to fruition from raising it up from where it was to where it is now. It's pretty awesome.
Seeley says he would love to see Drew coach the Fighting Irish someday, but his buds believe he should go for title number 2 and then title number 3 down in Waco, Texas at Baylor University. Michiana is certainly proud of Scott Drew, especially his childhood best buds. We will be back after this. Now, former Irish hockey alternate captain Stephen Johns recently announced his retirement from the NHL. He played 4 seasons in the NHL with the Dallas Stars, but had to walk away from the game to recover from headaches and post-concussion syndrome. But this summer, in a spur-of-the-moment decision, his journey has now shifted from ice skates to rollerblades.
I think that's what I'll miss most about the game of hockey, is inspiring people, and so I decided to do this.
Former Notre Dame hockey star Stephen Johns is on a mission.
And I'm kind of skating for all the people that are struggling.
Johns is rollerblading across the country.
Oh yeah?
Keep it right here, Johnsy.
From Pittsburgh to Portland to help inspire those battling depression.
Depression is it's a scary, crazy, dangerous thing, and I was stuck in that rut for a while, and now I want to help people get out of their ruts.
Johns is logging what he calls mental miles. Rollerblading approximately 40 miles per day, and he says it's totally worth it.
My feet are killing me, my legs feel like they're gonna fall off, but yeah, it's the most fun I think I've ever had.
Oh, that's awesome. The fun is resulting in tons of positive feedback.
I've had thousands of messages as people reaching out just saying thank you, or sharing their story with me, and I feel like I've already made an impact on a lot of people's lives, and we're just getting started.
And of course, Johns had to come back to the place it started for his hockey journey, South Bend.
There's no way I can roll by Notre Dame and not stop. You don't realize how much you miss this place until you come back.
Let's go, boys.
Johns was able to get current Irish hockey players to roll with him on campus.
A little new swag.
And it means the world.
Rock the old one. Well, it's gonna look good.
Hopefully it just keeps building.
Building awareness for all.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We all have a story. It doesn't matter who anybody is or where they come from, but they could be going through something that you have no idea about, and that's kind of changed my mentality on everything, really.
That new mentality starts with communicating everything at all times.
When people ask me how I'm feeling, I don't just say good anymore. I tell them the truth, because why not?
All right, boys, are you ready?
Now Johns is doing whatever he can to help out the country while also helping himself.
I couldn't be more excited to get back on the blades and get some more blisters. I decided to change my life in one moment, and so far, so good.
The journey is not over yet for Johns. He's currently rollerblading in South Dakota. If you want to join in on the Mental Miles journey, be sure to tag Johns on social media. He's documenting his entire mission, and the plan is to release a documentary on his journey in November. We'll be back after this. The Notre Dame women's basketball team has several playmakers, and they are not done adding to the roster. Early enrollee Olivia Miles and junior forward Danielle Cosgrove will join the team at the end of the month. But what does that mean for playing time for other members of the Irish? One player who showed promise early on in this season is freshman guard Allie Campbell. The ESPN Top 25 recruit played 28 minutes in each of the first two games, scoring a total of 12 points off of the bench. Since then, Campbell has appeared in just 3 games and has only played a total of 13 minutes. Campbell has not played since December 20th, but head coach Niele Ivey says she's showing a ton of promise.
She's actually had some really good practices the past couple of weeks. Honestly, it depends on rotations. It depends on foul trouble. So conversation with her is just to stay ready. She's a great shooter, great teammate. She's working really hard. So at any moment, she can have the opportunity to come in and help us. It just depends on the game situation. So she's staying ready, but I really love how she's improving and getting better.
Campbell and the Irish start a 5-game road trip on Thursday as Notre Dame is set to take on Virginia Tech. Tip between the Irish and the Hokies will be at 7 p.m. And on this day, 47 years ago, Digger Phelps' Irish trailed John Wooden's #1 ranked UCLA Bruins by 11 points with 3:22 left in the game. The Irish scored the final 12 points of the game to win and snap UCLA's record 88-game win streak. It is unquestionably the victory Digger is most proud of. Digger says he calls several players from that Irish team every year on this day to relive that incredible upset. He can't believe it's been 47 years since the Irish stormed the court on that January day. To Columbus as Purdue looks to upset Ohio State for the second time this season. We jump to the final 2 minutes. The sharpshooter Justin Arns connects from downtown, and the Buckeyes take a 5-point lead. But Purdue would come back and tie the game, and in the final seconds, the local kid from Marion and Lalamere, Jaden Ivey, hits the game-winning shot. Purdue wins 67-65. Ivey scored 15 points in the win and was very emotional after the game.
I've been in a slump. And, you know, I'm just trying to gather myself because I know I want this game so bad, and I've been struggling, you know, mentally. Just trying to gather myself. And I know I want to win, and I want to win so bad. And just to see that shot go in, it just means everything.
What's really cool about Jaden's shot, his mom and Notre Dame women's head basketball coach Niele was in attendance. She's been posting all over social media tonight how proud she is of her son. What a moment. There aren't too many times Niele gets to watch Jaden in person anymore. Let's head to Chi-Town now for a Big East battle between Butler and DePaul. This one was Bulldogs from start to finish. In the first half, Jair Bolden is money from beyond the arc. Butler doubles up on DePaul. It's 20-10. Bolden scores a game-high 21 points, and the Bulldogs did not take their foot off the gas as Chuck Harris nails the triple. Butler cruises to the 67-53 win. Out to Ann Arbor as Michigan looks to bounce back after its first loss of the season. The Wolverines face Maryland. Great start for Blue as Isaiah Livers is nothing but nylon from long range. Michigan up 17-3. In the second half, the freshman phenom Hunter Dickinson, he throws down the hammer. It was his only bucket of the night, but it did not matter in this one. Michigan gets back on track with the 87-63 victory. To the ice, Notre Dame junior forward Graham Slaggert has been named the Big Ten's first star of the week in this weekend's Irish sweep over #1 Minnesota. The South Bend native Slaggert recorded 2 assists and 1 goal in Game 1 of the weekend series. It was a career-best 3-point performance for Slaggert. Slaggert and the Irish are back at the Compton Family Ice Arena this week to face Michigan. Game 1 is Thursday at 6:30 p.m. on NBC Sports Chicago. To the NHL, as the Blackhawks look for their first win of the year, they were on the road against the Panthers. Hawks trailed by as many as 2 goals, but Showtime, Patrick Kane, that's the equalizer at the end of the second period. We're all tied at 3. This one needed overtime, and in OT, Frank Vetrano ends it with a one-timer. Panthers win 5-4. Out to Motown now as the Red Wings host the Blue Jackets in the second period. Red Wings fire from the blue line, and Bobby Ryan is there for the rebound to light the lamp. Red Wings up 2-1, but this one also went to overtime, and the captain, Dylan Larkin, fires, and it goes off Tyler Bertuzzi's skates and into the net. Wings win 3-2. That's the first win for the Red Wings against the Jackets since October 30th of 2018. Not a good night if you are a sports fan from Columbus, Terry.
Yeah, Jaden Ivey made sure of that.